Hey everybody, Jeffrey Powers here with Geekazine over at www.geekazine.com. I got a friend here on Google Hangout really quick. We're going to be talking to her in a quick second here, but we're talking. The reason why we're talking is because we're letting you guys know that I'm coming out to San Francisco for a very special event. And that special event is TechCrunch Disrupt. So let me introduce my guest here. Her name is Adrian Richards.
Hi, Jeffrey. How are you?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Most excellent out here in San Francisco. Quite nice weather today, so
Yeah. We're seeing in Wisconsin, we're seeing the birds start to migrate south and we know it's fall's happening, football's happening, a couple leaves have fallen on the ground in different colors. So it'll be nice to actually go out to the West Coast when it's starting to get a little bit nippier out here and go from there. So
yeah, I definitely. I mean, and I grew up in Minnesota. I went. In fact, we just went to the 49ers game yesterday. They lost. But yeah, I mean, I remember all those days, especially junior high, high school, going to school. Early September, it gets cold, and I still remember that Halloween that it snowed and school was closed the next day.
Yes.
So yeah, the weather out here it's pretty much always 60, which is nice.
Oh, that's good. Why don't you tell everybody who you are and how they can get a hold of you?
Sure. My name's Adrian. As Jeffrey said, yeah, you can go ahead and find me on YouTube at Adrian Richards. My primary blog is butyourgirl.com. I'm a technology consultant, so I help companies solve problems. I also take the time to explain technology on my blog and in videos I make. Like one of the popular ones now is how to connect your laptop via an HDMI cable. So yeah, and then we'll be at TechCrunch Disrupt together, and then this fall I'll be speaking at the O'Reilly conference, the Web 2.0. The pluses and minuses of Google Plus. So, yeah,
that's cool. Now you've been to TechCrunch Disrupt San Francisco. I've actually been to TechCrunch Disrupt New York, and what I saw, and this might be slightly different for both themes, but the idea is basically a bunch of startups trying to find different types of funding, different types of people interested in their programs. And show off their products a little bit. And I'm assuming that's what's happening at TechCrunch San Francisco, right?
Yeah, I would say so, Jeffrey. I mean, so if you went to TechCrunch Disrupt New York this year, that was the first one, and Disrupt really was the first one in San Francisco last year because before that it was TechCrunch 50, right? But then Michael and Jason kind of went their own ways, and the whole reason of this conference was to offer like an alternate to demo, right? Which have you been to demo yet?
No.
Okay. So, and I guess the thing with demo is it's a great, platform to launch your new company, but it's really, really expensive. I mean, last I heard something like $15,000, like, that's a lot.
Wow.
And so I think TechCrunch came out of, we're going to offer this. It's going to be like 3,000. Actually, this year it's 2,000. Now that's still like a really big deal. But yeah, these companies, the focus is on them having disruptive technology. So like let's look at Skype, for example. I mean, I started using Skype probably 2006, and I mean there are other VoIP solutions out there, right? And there's still a couple, but I think their user base has made them disruptive. Or Pandora. And if we look at some of the previous winners of TechCrunch, which we can talk about on an upcoming show,
that is true.
Yeah, definitely something to discuss and look at.
Now, when I was at New York, I got to see how they did it. They basically set up tables, and each vendor had a table. They had a big conference room, which they had different types of keynotes and other things. And Ashton Kutcher was there talking about how he was investing. And so there's a good possibility we might see a celebrity or two here in TechCrunch San Francisco that's looking to get into a startup out on the web.
This is true. So I guess the different positions, within working with the startup, obviously they need engineers, they need those idea folks, marketing and all that. But yeah, in terms of celebrities, either they're usually coming in as advisors that I've seen, but sometimes they're also, investing financially as well. Or sometimes people are just really great connectors. The location is different this time. So now it's at the San Francisco Design Center. What's it? Design Center, something like that.
Yeah.
So I haven't looked at the layout yet, but last year it was a very like long row kind of yeah. So there were exhibitors, so there were sponsors. Then there was a startup alley. So those people by vote were able to then go ahead, and one of them was able to go ahead and pitch on stage. And then you have the startups that are pitching. Then there's also the hackathon, which is nice too. People can build interesting things in a weekend, pitch them, present them, and those people who participate in the hackathon get a free ticket. So it's like a $2,000 value. It's huge.
Really?
So definitely, if you make coding skills, you should definitely get in on that. I don't know if they're still accepting submissions. Let's see if it's still open. But yeah, anyone can sign up. And there were some interesting items last year. Let's see. Yep, still open. So definitely, you want to go over to TechCrunch Disrupt and sign up on the hackathon.
You got that on your iPad. Nice. So no, and when I first heard hackathon, I wasn't there for the hackathon part on Disrupt New York. I just thought it was something where people were talking about internet protocols and setting up, trying to hack into systems and stuff like that. This was a different type of hacking. And of course, Adria corrected me on that whole thing. So basically, you add your 2 cents into a program that they're trying to build, right?
Well, you're part of that building process. So yeah, I guess hackathons can sound like computer hacking, but then you'd be at DEF CON doing that. A hackathon is where people come together. And sometimes it's around a programming language. I do have blog posts on this too, because I thought, well, maybe not everybody knows what a hackathon is. So it's either around a language or a cause. So like we could take Haiti, for example, right? So building applications to help people, find each other, find neighbors, lost and found, right? Or imagine this is a 10-year anniversary of 9/11 coming up next month, right?
Yep.
And for those of you who remember, one of the big things was there were all these animals who, no one knew who their owner was. Unfortunately, many people had lost their lives. So there were animals trapped in apartment buildings, and so it's kind of like creating something like that, like a database to help, connect all of these owners and these pets. That would be something that someone could come together to do. And it's not only web-based apps. It could be mobile, but people build things, robots. There's all sorts of hackathons. So it's really just about coming together.
Oh, okay. Well, that sounds a lot of fun, and I'm going to try. My plan right now, unless things get in the way, is head out there on September 11th. Visit up at the Twit Brick House, and check out a little bit of the hackathon, and check that out and see what's going on there, and get some video, do some quick interviews and stuff like that. But then Monday we basically hit the ground running. And for those of you that see how I do my CES videos, it's going to be pretty much the same. Or any interview that I do, we're going to be shooting and going, running and gunning, as we normally say, and have a lot of fun doing it, and see some of the companies out there. Have you taken a look at any of the list of companies that are out there? Anything catching your eye yet?
I have, and I would love for us to chat that up, maybe that weekend before you come out, or and just kind of give people kind of a preview of what the companies that will be showcased, and what their technologies are. Because that's the thing too. I think for a lot of these companies, that's the other thing too. Like with TechCrunch Disrupt, the preference it seems to be is that they want these companies to launch on that day. They want them to go live on that day. So it's not always possible to even see what their how their product actually works until they launch. So yeah, but there's some interesting options out there, I would say.
Well, that's good, because then I'm going to try, personally, my personal goal is to get at the minimum 20 videos, 20 different interviews of products. Now, that doesn't mean that we won't be able to get more. When I was in New York, there were like 80 or 90 booths set up. So there's a possibility of having some great videos coming out of this TechCrunch Disrupt and getting a lot of content for you to see, for you to help out. And of course, anybody that wants to help out with our venture, getting in and helping us and sponsoring us, that's a bonus in multiple ways.
Awesome. So. Yeah, and Jeffrey, I know you've definitely done that in the past. You've gone to a lot more of these conferences and done coverage like this. So, sponsorship is definitely a big part of it, having supporters and certainly telling the sponsors what they'll get. I saw you have some stuff on your site about that too. But yeah, and I'm curious to see what people want to hear about. I mean, who do they want us to interview? If they could be a TechCrunch Disrupt, what would they like to see? If they can't be there, what can we show them? What can we kind of give them like that inside scoop?
Yeah.
Because I think there's the attendees, there are the companies that are pitching, right? There's going to be other press and media there as well. And it's going to be a great venue. And it's going to be in San Francisco. And then there's going to be all the events that happen in the evening too. So, yeah.
Should be a lot of fun, and I can't wait to go out there. Like I said, I'm working on the plans right now. I plan to go out there on the 11th and probably stay there to the 14th, maybe the 15th, because there's another opportunity to go out to the Computer History Museum and actually check that out there too. Plus a few friends out there in San Francisco I'd like to run into and get some interviews. They are doing some pretty tech savvy stuff. So this is going to be multifaceted for everybody, and go from there. So,
love it.
All right. Well, I guess we've covered all the bases here, and the big question is, what do you guys want to see? If you've got any ideas, feel free to Twitter me.
Let us know.
Let us know.
So we can you can just leave comments down below. Feel free to subscribe. Like I said, I'm going to do a video over on my channel as well, and point back over here to the Geekazine video, so you guys can comment either location. But yeah, we definitely want that feedback. So we're covering the stuff you want to see.
Or your Twitter handle is?
And that's Adrian Richards as well. So I'm pretty much Adrian Richards. I do aspire to the day when you can type in just my first name and I'll show up on the first page like Scott Hanselman does. But I'm not there yet.
Yeah,
but I will.
I'm in the same boat. I've got somebody from the University of not Ohio, but Utah in the music department take that top spot. So my Twitter is Geekazine. Think magazine, take out the mag, put in a geek, you got a Geekazine. And you can definitely Twitter me. Like I said, you can comment below saying I want to see this. You can email me at geekazine@gmail.com or call the hotline at 608-205-4378 and let me know what you wanna see, what you want to hear. So, and then of course, Adria, you can go in and talk to her and because she is prettier, so it happens.
Well, yeah, I just but we're both geeks, and that's what matters.
Exactly. So. All right, well, that does it. Like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to go, and we'll go from there, and we'll get a lot of great video. Like I said, I'm expecting to get anywhere from 60 to 80 videos out of it. I'm hoping for more, but we're gonna have a fun time in San Francisco. So thank you very much, Adria, for hanging out here.
Thanks for having me on, Jeffrey.
And awesome. we will see you in San Francisco. Of course, go over to Geekazine, check out all the video. We'll talk about it more there. So. Thanks a lot for watching. This is Jeffrey Powers with Geekazine and Adrian Richards with did you do your website?
But You're a Girl.
But You're a Girl. Yes. There you go.
I plugged my blog. I did.
ButYou'reAGirl.com. And if you're a boy, you can still go to ButYou'reAGirl.com. I know I have myself. So, all right. Until then, take care.